Nerd Takes.
Nerd Takes.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Jon.
And we are here to talk about Andor Season 2. This, first of all, we've already discussed a lot of this stuff.
We have.
All right, so we're back again to kind of do a recap of the season and see if it held up against the first season. We had some pretty high scores last time.
Yes, we did.
I'm going to share some things again about the show. I think it's important just to kind of know who's in it and a little bit about the plot, I suppose. Still created by Tony Gilroy. If you don't know who Tony Gilroy is, besides Season 1, also Rogue One, he did Michael Clayton, Bourne Identity, Armageddon, Cutting Edge. Some of my favorites.
Topic.
This season debuted April 22nd, 2025, and it wrapped up May 13th, 2025 on Disney+. Really cool aspect about this season is that they released 3 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
As opposed to last time, they did it 1 episode every week. But they still had it written. Gilroy still wrote it in 3 episode arcs.
Right. We talked about that last time where it was just kind of a group of 3 and then the season ended. Yeah.
But I think they just kind of skipped that and he's like, let's just release it 1 arc
as
at a time.
Almost as it was intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. It's a pretty unique way to release a show, especially with a show that has such incredible notoriety and
a big following.
A huge following, right? So I kind of broke down all of the actors and the roles they play, and they came with like a little nickname for him.
Yeah.
So Diego Luna as Cassian Andor, we'll call him the Rebel. Kyle Soller plays Cyril, and I call her the worst. Stellan Skarsgård plays Luthen Rael, which I have him dubbed as the badass. Genevieve O'Reilly plays Mon Mothma, and this season I called her the conflicted.
Yeah.
She kind of is in the first season too, but especially this one.
Definitely in this one.
Denise Gow plays Deidre, and she is the smartest person in the Empire, apparently. But then too smart for her own good, I suppose.
Yes.
Adria Jorna plays Bix. We'll call her the tortured.
Mm-hmm.
That's maybe too spot on. She's both tortured physically and also then mentally later on.
Yeah.
Sethu, sorry. Varada Sethu plays Cinta. I'm going to also call her kind of badass part 2. Faye Marseille plays Vel Sartha. She's the other face god from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That was not a very good nickname. But
no, it was not very
Anton Lesser plays Major Partagaz, who's the Empire leader. These aren't all super, super clever. Robert Ems plays Supervisor Lonnie Young. We'll say he's the got done dirtiest.
Yeah.
Dave Chapman
should have known better.
Dave Chapman plays B2 Emo, who is just the best.
Yes.
The saddest. Forrest Whitaker plays Saw Gerrera, the revolutionary, and Ben Mendelsohn is the schemer. I love Ben Mendelsohn so much.
He's good.
So listen, this season picks up basically right after season 1, and it culminates, I'm going to say 30 minutes before Rogue One starts. One ship ride.
He's on his way to meet his contact.
Yeah. This season had 12 episodes. The episodes are 1 Year Later, Sagrona Tima, Harvest, Ever Been to Gorman? I Have Friends Everywhere, What a Festive Evening, Messenger, Who Are You? That was the fucking
that was good.
Spot.
That was a good one.
Welcome to the Rebellion, Make It Stop, Who Else Knows, and Jeddah, Kyber, Urso.
Yep.
All right, so before we get into this, obviously there are going to be spoilers for season 2, so if you haven't seen it yet,
stop.
Then watch it.
Yeah.
But what are you doing even watching this episode?
Right.
Thoughts going in. Now you get to talk. What are some thoughts you had going into the season?
I was very excited. Again, we talked about this. We talked about season 1. Mm-hmm. We both loved season 1. So I was very excited to see how they were going to wrap it up. Actually, I didn't even know they were going to wrap it up. Like, I didn't know how it was going to end. Was it going to be 2? Was it going to be 3? Turns out it was only 2 just because of obviously how it ends. But just, it was, the first season was so well done that I was hoping that you didn't want to get let down because it was so good.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I was, but just really excited to see where it went and continuing the story.
I had the same thoughts. My thought was, how are they going to continue the excellence that the bar they set in season 1,
right?
And then B, how do they wrap it all up nicely? Because there are characters in the show that are not in Rogue One. They're not in the original trilogy. How do they tie all that up nicely into a bow? Maybe how will we lose certain characters?
Right. Where do these people go?
Right. And I thought they did an incredible job with it.
Mm-hmm.
So the plot of essentially season 2 is, and just to really synthesize it, it's I don't want to add on more, but basically Andor is now a part of the rebellion, and they are obviously still scheming, as far as not even scheming, but they are at a spot where it's like, what is going to be the final, like what's going to light the fire to eventually lead to a full-blown rebellion. And the Empire is just pushing the envelope. They're just kind of slowly putting in little, things that are oppressing people, but there hasn't been anything that has been like the Senate still exists at this point, right?
Yeah.
Or at least if it doesn't exist, it's not super clear that this is a full blown, like, the Empire has taken over. Right. It's become this fascist regime.
He's the supreme leader.
Right.
And
there still is like
chancellor.
A semblance of a Senate that serves no purpose. Right.
Right.
And then it leads into, you see kind of the behind the scenes of Gorman and this planet that is being, again, oppressed a little bit. There's some type of like a little bit of a rebellion, but they are then put in a situation where it looks like the Gormans are the ones that are causing all this trouble. And meanwhile, the Empire is planning to kill the Gormans and make it look like it's their fault and have it as a reason to take full control. Like, here's what happens, guys. You guys are, and the real deep reason is they want to take all the resources
because they're building the Death Star.
Build a Death Star.
Yeah.
But they're making it look like, guys, we had no choice. Like, they're bad people. We have to be like, we were attacked.
Right. They attacked us.
And so that is kind of a gigantic moment in the series. And then from there, it's, well, how do we get the major senators like Mon Mothma to eventually get onto the side of the rebellion? And how do we eventually see these two teams, like, really, like, the rebellion is finally launched, as opposed to a quiet rebellion? It's like rebellion versus the Empire.
Right, because it's been in the shadows for so long, and then it's brewing to that tipping point of, like, we need to get you out of here because this is going to be a thing. And it was interesting because like you mentioned Gorman, of like both sides saw Gorman as something different.
Mm-hmm.
The Empire saw Gorman as like, well, they've got what we need to finish the Death Star, which is why Ben Mendelsohn and director Krennic comes back in, because that's the last missing piece. But then you have Stellan Skarsgård realizing that if something happens there, that could really be something. Like, if like they talk about, like, it could burn bright.
Mm-hmm.
It would burn bright. That is a bright fire or a bright spark for the flame of rebellion. He didn't say that, but like that was the point of, like, if you can get that, you can get them on your side, and everybody can see that, then we've got something, and then we can continue our momentum, and then it can again turn into something real.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite moment in season 2, or even a favorite episode?
I mean, you kind of touched on it, where who are you but it's hard to pick like a favorite moment. Like, you could argue that probably the one that has the most impact, just from a storyline perspective, of when, and I can't remember the characters, Lonnie,
Mm-hmm.
and he tells him about the Death Star. It's and he and again, like, everybody knows what he's doing, and everybody knows, like, as soon as he says, I need guarantees, I need to get my family out, like, that's the moment that he found it, that he found what they were actually doing. The energy program was just this big hoax, or this big ruse, essentially, and this is what they're actually building. They're building a weapon. This is turning out exactly the way that we all thought it was going to, but now it's really happening. So that was probably my favorite moment, because that's what everything was building towards. And it was finally building towards he got it. And then he got told, and then you kind of mentioned it in his nickname of, he got done dirty, because he got done dirty, but at the flip side of that coin is, what did you think was going to happen?
Right. Well,
You had information that was that important and that vital that.
Do you think that was
Yeah.
so? Then I'll share my favorite moments in a minute. But what do you think was a more moment of being done dirty, or like a oh fuck that moment, or do you think it was when Cyril confronts Cassian during the Battle of Gorman and he goes, "Who are you?" Like he had no fucking
He had no
clue
idea. Well,
who he was. Like what was more devastating? You think?
well, but that's also kind of understandable because he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know the fact that Cyril's been staring at his picture for years and has been tracking him down and trying to find him because he ruined the first iteration of his career completely. And so it's kind of unexpected, but at the same time, yeah, it is a little dirty because you have one person that is singularly focused, like you've been singularly focused on, and he doesn't even know who you are.
I know. I felt if there's a moment where I felt actually bad for Cyril, it was that moment. I really didn't feel bad for him, but I had a little bit of sympathy for him at that moment.
A little bit.
Favorite moments for me, honestly, it's when it's the entire hospital scene where what's her name is going to basically get rid of, like, finally has to like put down Luthen.
Yeah, she kills him
because
he can't wake up and talk.
And if he does wake up, they're going to torture him.
They're going to torture him, and they're going to and then it's
her getting in is, I think, one of the coolest. I don't know. I just freaking absolutely loved that moment. The whole scene, the whole build up, and how she's tricking people. I thought that was super cool.
Creating the distractions and everything.
I love them getting B2 emo and kind of how they connected that, because that was the other thing. My question was like, how the fuck did they reprogram this assassin droid? That is, and then you see those assassin droids just fucking straight capping people.
They're wrecking shop.
That was a pretty cool moment. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of incredible moments in the show. So IMDb has it as an 8.5. Of course they do. 97% on Rotten Tomatoes,
there
though.
You go. That's better.
So it won a bunch of awards, season 1 did, or at least it was nominated for stuff. So Emmy Awards was nominated for Outstanding Drama Series, Outstanding Directing for a Drama Series, Outstanding Writing for a Drama Series, and then also Cinematography, Music, Original Main Title, Sound Editing, and Special Visual Effects. So before we get into ratings, do you think that's going to possibly win some awards this time? It's hard. It's IP. It's Star Wars.
I think it might, though.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we kind of touched on it I would be shocked if someone, I don't know who it would be, but like someone's going to get nominated, like from an actor, maybe not best, but supporting, just because this is it's an ensemble cast, but like you had some really good performances on both sides of the spectrum, Rebel and Empire. You had very good, convincing performances. So I would hope. And then, it's probably going to get nominated for best.
I think
best
it'll get
drama series or whatever that is from an Emmy perspective.
It'll get a lot of the same category nominees or nominations. I do hope it wins something because it certainly deserves to.
I think it does.
I do think that, I mean, obviously Return of the King kind of set the standard, like, even though it's fantasy, sci-fi, whatever.
It's the last one.
And it's the last one, right? Sometimes they give a nod to it because of that reason.
Because of the culmination.
And honestly,
for sure.
it just deserves it. Like,
it is
one of the best shows I've seen, not even just Star Wars. We don't have to talk about IP and Star Wars and the state of that because we all know that it's not in the best spot. This is just a good TV show regardless.
Right.
Ignore the fact that it's set in that
the universe, Star Wars universe. Doesn't matter. For sure.
All right, ranking. Things to consider. Expectations, were they met? Rewatchability, which you said you've rewatched this season already.
So when it first came out, I watched it all the way through, and then again, kind of it led me where it leads you directly to Rogue One. So then I immediately watched Rogue One, and then I wanted to go back and I rewatched the entire season again. I didn't rewatch Rogue One at the end of it, but I had to go back, and do it again because it was just so good.
So then feelings. How'd you feel while watching it or rewatching it? And lastly, overall, what's your overall rating? So, give us a score.
I have to go Jedi Luke.
10.
I have to go 10. Yeah. I think it's the only 10 I've ever given.
Yeah.
For any rating ever. It arguably exceeded expectations that were already so high, and we touched on a lot of it. Just just the performances, the storyline, way they jumped around, and honestly, they left room. They left it open because there's a couple episodes where it's 1 year later, and there's a couple, and then you have 2 episodes, and then it's 1 year later. Again, kind of answering your question of like, how are they gonna like? They have to. We know where they have to get. How are they gonna get there? Mm-hmm. So you left some wiggle room to be able to go back and hey, well, let's explore that year after Andor, officially joins, and then he's off doing the missions for Luthen because he references those like within Rogue One. It's like we've all done things for the rebellion that we're not proud of.
Yeah.
So you can still go back and explore that stuff if you really wanted to. I don't think you need to, but it leaves the window open. So it was fantastic. It helps that it was Star Wars too.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't hurt. So I gave season 1 the only Mandalorian loop.
The only 11.
It exceeded all expectations. It was incredible. It was not as good as the first season, in my opinion, but it's like a 1A, 1B situation.
True.
So because of that, I'm going to give it the first ever Midnight Luke.
10.5.
Which is a 10.5.
Love it.
I think it raises the bar past a 10. I think it's an incredible season of TV. Ignore the fact that it's Star Wars. It's just an incredibly compelling drama story that's so captivating, and all the characters are so well performed. The story's great, and then if you love Star Wars, obviously it takes it to a whole nother level.
Which it does for both of us.
So
which
yeah,
is
man.
Fine.
I mean, season 2 was great. Like I can't say enough good things.
This is the bar that has been set for all Star Wars going forward, and it's nearly an impossible bar to reach.
I don't think it'll be beat, but
I don't think it will. I can only hold out hope that they try to get close, because if they get close, then it's going to be good. It's going to be really good.
All right, well, you heard it here. 10.25 average. That's pretty fucking good. So
that's pretty good.
Andor season 2. Nerd Takes.
Check it out.